Yeah, I think the mid-90s Rockets would beat the 90s Bulls. I think they just would, though, because they had a bunch of guys who wasn't really afraid of Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like Mario Ellie. There's a bulldog out there. Sam I am Cassell, three-point shooter. Him and Mario Ellie. Vernon Maxwell shirt him back down from Michael Jeffrey Jordan. He got into it with them a time or two. You know what I'm saying? He did. So, you know, he didn't care, and he was talented and skilled. 6'4", go to the rack, shoot threes if needed. You know what I'm saying? He was dynamic, man. He was a pit bull. I mean, his best friend was Gary Payton, my fellow Oakland, California native. You know, Gary Payton and back down from Jordan, he talked shit to him. Feel me? He talked shit to the man. And he passed that on over to Vernon Maxwell. He talked shit to him too. You had Akeem the Dream in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Shake and bake. Mr. Shake and Bake in that post. Super moves. He even had a decent little crossover. But he dominated Shaq, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing. Put moves on all of them, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Hakeem Olajuwon was raw as a motherfucker. Like, those back-to-back seasons, he won the title. They're kind of similar to Terrell Davis' back-to-back seasons when he won back-to-back Super Bowls, the Broncos. Like, those two back-to-back seasons were, like, super incredible. That got Terrell Davis in the Hall of Fame. You know, and prior to the titles, Hakeem Olajuwon, I don't want to say he wasn't looked at as a great player, but I don't think he was in the upper echelon. Like, I think people probably had Ewing better than him before that. Probably even David Robinson. But he ended up being the best out of them. Now, is he better than Shaq? I don't know about that one. Debatable, I guess you could say no. Shaq got 4 rings. So, you know, I mean, that helps. And most dominant big man ever. But back to the Rockets versus Bulls. Oh, yeah, and they also had Kenny Smith shooting threes. Not afraid of nothing. He went to North Carolina, too, just like Michael Jordan. Yeah, Big Shot Bob. Who wasn't, I don't want to say he wasn't a shooter. Well, he was a shooter, but he was more athletic in the mid-90s. His Rocket days, anyway, he was more athletic, dunking on fools. And he would have been a matchup problem, you know, for them. I mean, Pippen would guard him. Pippen would have done his thing. But Pippen would have to work, though, because Robert Horry probably an inch taller than him, athletic. You know what I'm saying? Do it all. And the Bulls didn't have no answers for Olajuwon. Down the middle. They didn't have... And if they double, because Phil Jackson didn't like to double. But if they were to double Olajuwon, Mario Ellie, Sam Cassell, Kenny Smith, Vernon Maxwell, Big Shot Bob. It's a lot to deal with. Not to mention Otis Thorpe, who was a good post player. So I just think, you know, the Rockets team, you know, would have beat the Bulls. The Bulls dodged one. The Bulls really dodged one right there. Like, they're lucky Utah beat or Seattle beat them in Seattle beat them? No, they're lucky the Rockets didn't you know, go to the finals the year they did. And Michael Jordan said, "Thank the Lord the Rockets. Thank the Lord the Rockets never came out the West." Phil Jackson said the same thing. Why would they say that, y'all? Because they know what's up. Because they know the Rockets would have beat the Bulls. They knew that, man, because they had an all-around team. They wasn't like, you know, like, who the Bulls beat in the finals? The Lakers without Kareem when he retired, and then Worthy, Byron Scott got injured. And then Magic Johnson, he was good, but he wasn't the transcendent 80s Magic in 91. You know, he was kind of similar to Jerry Rice with the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Like, still really productive, but not really that transcendent guy. So, you know, like I said, man, the Rockets had a dominant squad. Eight man unit compared to the Portland Trail Blazers in the '92. They had a good little team, but they didn't have that, you know, stacked roster. They had a bunch of good players. Terry Porter, Jerome Kersey, Clyde Drexler's obviously the best one of the group. You know, Duckworth. They were good. Phoenix Suns, Barkley. Barkley's more of a number 2 option to me, though. I know he's a Hall of Famer, but he's more of a number 2 option. Even Scottie Pippen, when he played with him as a teammate with the Rockets, you know, call him fat and lazy. And he didn't have what it takes to be a winning player. That's what Scottie Pippen said. You know, Kevin Johnson, good player. Dan Marley, good player. But Cedric Ceballos he didn't even play in the '93 finals. So the Bulls benefited from that. Feel me? They did. '96, Gary Payton had an injury. Back injury. That's why he didn't guard Michael Jordan in the first 3 games. Then he guarded him 4, 5, and 6, but it was already kind of too late. Even though they won games 4 and 5, but still. You know, Gary the Glove, my Oakland, California native. But hey, the Utah Jazz, I mean, they're a 2-man team. But there's never been a team win a title when their clear-cut 2 best players are a point guard and power forward. Never. I mean, the closest thing you can say is Tony Parker or Tim Duncan. They're the Spurs' 2 best players, but even Ginobili is right there. I mean, even if somebody wanted to say Tony Parker's better than Ginobili, it ain't like he's clear-cut better. And I actually think Ginobili better. If I had a pick, to be honest with you. But, like I said, that's a story for another day. But that Rocket team would beat the Bulls. MJ and Phil Jackson said it themselves. Thank the Lord they didn't come out the West. Because they know what's up. So this is not just me yapping it up. They damn near agreeing. You know, Michael Jordan don't say nothing like that usually. So yeah, they benefited from the Rockets not coming out the West. You know what I'm saying? In the years they went to the finals. Because the Rockets went 5-1 versus the Bulls. The Bulls' first 3-peat years, the Rockets were 5-1 versus them in the regular season. And you can't say, oh, well, that's regular season. No other team went 5-1 against them in the regular season. They just matched up well. It's about matchups. The Utah Jazz, Karl Malone, Stockton, phooey. But, you know what I'm saying, y'all? Hey, do y'all agree with that, man? I'm just saying. I think the Rockets would have beat the Bulls. You know, Jordan will have a finals loss. But he got a break. Y'all. Hit the like and subscribe button. If you want to keep hearing facts, y'all. Stuff that nobody else really be saying. Like and subscribe, man. Love y'all, man.